Well, hello folks, and welcome back to another edition of BC Renovation Magazine. In this video, we're going to take a look at what I did to install the interior doors in this mobile home renovation project. And interior doors in a mobile home are different than in a regular house. They do things different in the factory setting. And so I'm just going to explain some of that to you, and how we have to deal with some of those things. So yeah, this is I'm in the master bedroom here, and you can see here we've got some closet doors. There's a closet there, another one there. Here we've got a pocket door going into this ensuite bath. All right. And here we have a regular passage door going out into the hall. So in mobile homes, what often happens with the way they do this at the factory is this particular home was a 2x3 wall and had 2x3 interior walls, 2x6 exterior walls. So when we modified this bathroom here and this bedroom setup, originally there was just a little 2-foot door here. It was very skinny. It was a swinging door, and it swung in, against the toilet here, and it was really tight and really not nice. So I wanted to make the door bigger, so I went to I made this 2'4" pocket door, and by going with the pocket door, we've slid it back into the wall. And it goes, slides back into there. On the other side is the hot water closet. And, it just, when it's open or closed, it's just, it's totally out of the way. So, it's a nice solution where you have tight spots. And, we opened this door up from a 2-foot to a 2'4". And, 2-foot doors are quite often, quite common in, in mobile homes. You'll see them quite often. Now, in order for this door to work, we had to have a 2x4 wall. It wouldn't slide into 2x3 wall. So we took this wall out and we modified it. And, if you've been watching us, you saw us do that. There's a little look at the track up there that it slides on. And so, yeah, we changed this wall to a 2x4 wall. And what that did then was give us a regular thickness wall here, width wall here as well for this door. All right, so the doors that when I do these projects, these doors are all, I buy pre-hungs. I don't make up my own. I do have all of the material and equipment and everything, to do my own door units, where you buy all the pieces and then you make them yourself. But it's quite a bit more cost effective for you to buy a pre-hung unit and and then work with that. It's about half the cost. By the time you buy the jambs and you buy the hinges and the door and everything, it's roughly half the cost if you go with a pre-hung. And so when we modified this wall here, we made that opening so it would fit a pre-hung door. So this is a 2'4" door, and so for a 2'4" door, your rough opening needs to be 2'6" wide. And what that does is it gives you about 3/8 of an inch on either side of the jamb in the rough for you to shim the door and make it plumb. Now I got a little bit ahead of myself here on this video, and the doors are all in. I didn't record the process at all. There's a lot of things going on when you're doing the doors, and I kind of at that point in time I was kind of wanting to get things done and didn't want to take the time to film it, the process. So the best I can do for you here, I know a lot of you like to see the process of how I do things, but on this one I'm just going to have to tell it to you, and you'll have to go from that. So getting back to the 2x4 wall thing, you can see that this is 4.5 inches. This is the jamb. Okay, so what we're seeing here is this is the jamb. From here to here is the jamb, and then we have the trim on the outside and the trim on the inside of the door. Okay, so this is a full width 2x4 jamb. Now when we get up to the front, I'm going to show you how we deal with the 2x3 wall. There's quite a bit of work to make this all work. All right, so once the door was installed and we get everything leveled up and plumbed up and squared up, then we put the trim on. And again, this is all has a lot of painting to do here. This is not finished paint. We still got a lot of painting to do here yet. So this is just a primer. My wife has gone through and filled the holes, so it's starting to look good. But here again, you can see when we put this casing on, we have this bit of a reveal, and that's the same as that reveal that I showed you that we do on the windows, and that's a 3/16. Explained in the window video how we don't line it up, we always set it back. That's a professional way to do it. Now with the bifolds in the closet doors, because these rooms are fairly small, some people would put a swinging door on the closets. That swinging door swings out into the room, and it takes a lot of room. Some people will put sliding doors, and usually these homes from the factory have sliding closet doors. So this is a set of 6-foot doors here, and these are bifold doors. If you have a sliding door, you're only going to have 3 feet of that open at one time, because you slide one door one way and the other door the other way. With the bifolds, I'll just open this up and show you. They fold back, and they don't extend too far into the room, but what they do is they give you lots of opens that closet right up, so you can get right in there. All right, so now you can see how we've trimmed out around the closet doors, and you can see how this is trimmed here. You don't see any cracks. There's no gaps in beside. Up at the top, you don't see the track. So if you don't do this, it doesn't look as finished. You see those cracks, you see the track. It's just not a nice look. You just do this little thing, what I've done here, and I'm going to explain this to you how I did it. It just finishes that door off nicely. Again, those doors are not painted. That's just primer. But you can see how the doors have are matching in with what we've done on the windows. It's the same casing. And that casing, I've said a couple times, it's a 2-inch or 2.5. I'll actually measure it here. So yeah, it's a 2.5. That's a 2.5-inch casing. And again, you can see how we did that reveal that I was talking about. All right, so I'm going to show you what I did on this door to finish these off. So what we did was, when we did the taping, we finished the back side of this. This is drywall underneath there to finish this back, and then put a corner bead on. And then what we've done here is we've used a piece of 1x2. This is just all primed MDF. That's all I use here. You can use wood if you want. I know some people don't like MDF, but it's a nice product. It paints up nicely. But so we've just put this MDF on there, and what that does is it allows the door to go back in behind there, and then you can see how you don't see a gap here. Okay. And then once we glue this with carpenter's glue, and then we pin it through this way to the jamb. And then here again we have our casing, and again it's set back that 3/16. Again, you can see how the track is tucked up in behind there, so you don't see that track from the front. But this is what's called a half jamb. That's in the trade. We call this a half jamb. And this is just a little technique of finishing up these bifold doors. And so you can see when you close the door, it comes back behind there, no gap. So and what that does is it looks better, but it also keeps dust and dirt and stuff from getting in there. It just makes it a bit tighter. It still comes in over the top, because obviously, you have to have some clearance there for the door to operate. All right, so now I'm going to take you to the front of the home. Installing a pocket door is really technical. It's not something I would probably suggest that a do-it-yourselfer tackle. There's a lot. It starts right at the framing, to get to this point that, you know, you have a door that's functional and works properly and, you know, it's smooth. You know, and this is you know, this is pretty advanced stuff when you get into this. If you're not, you know, pretty handy with this, then you're best to hire that done. All right, so I'm gonna take you up to the front now. Okay, so at the back there, in the master bedroom, you know, that was pretty straightforward. Up in the front here, this is where we had all the fun. And this was a lot of work to make this work. So this has got your regular 2x3 walls here. We haven't changed anything here to a 2x4. And I'm just going to pull my tape measure out here and I'll show you the difference. So you can see, you know, on the other side, on the back, those jambs were 4.5 inches. And here you can see, you know, we're at 3 1/8. All right, so again, the jamb is from here to here, right? And then we have trim and trim. So this wall is thinner than the back walls. The other thing that happens here is when they do these at the factory, they don't give you any room for clearance. So the doors basically just go into an opening that is the exact size. So when you, and they do their jambs differently, they use thinner jambs. It's just a whole different process. So we come along now and we want to put a regular house door in here, and our openings are not, they're not wide enough for us. So in these two doors, this bathroom door and this bedroom door, first of all, you know, we didn't have room widthwise to put our pre-hung unit in here, and it was too thick, too wide. So what I had to do with this was you have to take the whole pre-hung thing apart, take it all down into pieces, and then what I have to do is I run it through the table saw and I rip this down. And so this right here, I've got a little piece to show you. So basically this piece here, this is how much I ripped off of the original jamb, okay? So I ripped this off, so this is gone now, and this is what's left to fit this thinner wall. Now to get past the to deal with the problem of our hole not being wide enough, if your pre-hung door will not go into the original opening, what happens is you're about 1/4 inch too big for it to go in there. So how do we deal with that? So what we do with that then is this is the jamb. This is the part here. So underneath this casing, we would have you know, there's a gap there. And what I had to do was I had to rip. I ripped almost 1/2 inch off of out of the like the thickness, like this way. I took that out. I know this is hard to explain, but you have to make this smaller so it's going to fit into that opening. And when you've got the jamb all apart, anyways, to make it narrower, you might as well just run it through the table saw again and make this thinner. All right, and so then once you do that, you just put it all back together again, and it becomes becomes just like the pre-hung unit, and then it works. Then you can put it back into your opening. It works like a regular thing. Now this little door here, this was a kind of a nightmare here. So I was originally going to put a bifold door in here. And so I had it all done with my half jambs and everything was all done the way I showed you on that closet at the back. And I came to find out that I couldn't get a bifold door in this particular style of door, which is, these doors are made in Canada. They're made by a company called Masonite. They're not great doors. If you were in a higher end home, I wouldn't use these doors, but for this type of a home, it's not bad. But little things like, you can just see here, like the mortises on the hinges, you can just see how sloppy that is. That's the kind of work that you get from these guys. These were bought at Home Depot. And, you know, these are things we'll have to fix when we paint. But getting back to the point about this door here, we couldn't get this Lincoln Park door in a it was a 18-inch bifold. So I had to change my plan here and go to a swinging door. And so we went with this one, this little door. 8 weeks to get this with this this whole pandemic thing. You know, the factories are not putting out. They hadn't put out for 3 months, and there's big backlogs. And yeah, it took 8 weeks to get this. And that little door, a special order, that was a $300 door there. So very expensive. And I'll just kind of show you. This will have a pull on it. But you know, it's just a smaller version of the closet doors. And this one has, they put this little thing, it came like this. It's got this little catch at the top, so that's kind of neat. You know, we'll still be putting pulls on. These are the, this is the pulls that we're going to be going with. This is the finished one now. This is all done. So we'll have that style throughout the entire home. These all come pre-drilled, so you don't have to drill that. But I do have all the equipment to do that. So here's the other set of bifolds here. This is a 5-foot set. And when we had the when we had done the windows, I hadn't done the exterior doors, but this is how the exterior doors have turned out here. So, you know, basically we've done that jam extension thing again, the same as we did on the windows. You know, this is liner, and then we've put this this trim on here like that, and that's resulted in this door being a little bit inset. Now, so this is a this door was actually made for a 2x4 wall, and our exterior walls are 2x6, and so that's how we've ended up with this. And the reason we did this was because, you know, we got a really smoking deal on these exterior door units. You know, they were like a couple $100. They were really cheap. And you know, back in the 70s when I was doing this, it was common practice for us to do this. You know, put this 2x4 into a 2x6. Back then, you know, in regular housing, we were just switching over to 2x6 exterior walls, and so there was a transition period there where we went from 2x4 doors to 2x6, you know, jams and all that. And so, you know, we did several like this back then, and it's kind of neat because, you know, it you know, puts your door hardware, kind of recesses it. It's not catching you, especially on that door at the back. You know, it's with that narrow hall back there. If this was sticking out in the hallway, you know, it catches you in the hip as you go by. So anyways, folks, that's kind of, you know, exterior doors here, or sorry, not exterior, interior doors in a nutshell. You know, sorry I didn't film anything here with showing me actually doing installation, but you just basically have to, you know, cut and hack and make things work. And when you're in here doing these, you kind of throw your level and square away, and, you know, you just kind of have to get them in. And you can see, for example, you can see how out of whack things are here. If you follow that, if you follow this reveal, this distance here, this whole gap, you'll see as we get to the top, it gets narrower until at the very top it takes a real dive in. And what's happening here, this outside wall is this outside wall is leaning over like this. And so although, you know, we leveled the floor and everything when we started, that's just the way this thing is built. So basically this whole unit is kind of like racked over this way, and then it has another little rack right at the very top. So, you know, you just kind of have to deal with that kind of stuff when you do this interior finishing. But the interior doors in a mobile home are the hardest part of finishing. Okay, folks, and you probably noticed a sneak peek of the cabinets there, and next video is I'm going to show you in depth on the cabinets. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and share it. Really helps us you know, get our videos out there with YouTube. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, and Also the notification bell. We've got lots more videos coming, and if you hit that notification bell, you will get notification when we put up new videos. If you don't like this video, hit the thumbs down, but hit it twice. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye-bye.